So I was sitting today and thinking, as always, how do we trade meaning for speed? Then I started thinking, is it good? Is it bad? My brain was wandering off. I guess the my point on that is we've traded meaning. And how do we do that? Well, what we want in this world, I'm 25 years old and I see my friends and family members and just the world really, um, how we all live. And I'm part of that. I can't exclude myself from that system because I am part of it. I exist in it. I am, I guess, a participating member of this system we're creating and economy. Meaning, what is meaning? Meaning is something you experience. It makes you realize something. You go through life, through a hardship, you find some sort of a meaning within your experience. Now, a simple thing, going out buying your own food, or going and dining at a restaurant with your girlfriend or a family member or whoever, that process of you going out of your household and going somewhere else took certain steps that you had to go through. First of all, maybe you needed to go shower. So that's step one. You went showered, now you got to pick your clothing out. What are you going to wear out there? You got to put your shoes on. You got to get in your car and go drive to the restaurant. Then you go in there, you order food, maybe you say hi to someone there, maybe you meet someone interesting, maybe you get to say hi to someone older than you that told you something wise. The journey from going out of your house to going to the restaurant and eating food, simple thing, eating food, how can that be something meaningful? What could we find in eating food meaning? Well, it's the journey, that journey that you had to go from point A to point B. You're opening your life to things to happen to you. Now, in this world, we've created something that's called Uber Eats. We all know of it. And now I can be lazy. It not only lazy, it incentivizes me to be at home, comfortable, in my bed, watching a movie, not have to go shower, not have to go drive, not have to go dine at a restaurant, maybe have a nice uplifting energy, say hi to people. It incentivizes me to order something and get delivered directly to my house. Now, what is meaning? What is meaning? I've just described a scenario, a life, I guess, of two people experiencing two different things. That's the one that you had to go to the restaurant and dine yourself. That was the old world we had, and our parents and our grandparents experienced even older than that. They experienced many things that they, talking to a girl, you had to go meet somewhere at a bar or something, interact. But now everything is just swipe, match with someone, go on a date. It's eliminated this whole thing. The world we're building, it's eliminating a lot of the meaning in life. Now, the whole talk about AI, is it bad? Is it good? It's a very good question. I think we are in a unique time where our civilization as a whole, I don't separated this country, that country, I think as a whole, we're going to have to go through a very big shift. Where we're going to get forced to go through a growth period, because AI will expose a lot of us that we do the mundane stuff day to day. That it might just be stuck in our little, bubble. We just do the same thing, and we don't grow. Wouldn't stretch our brain to want to expand our consciousness and understand more about our reality. We're just stuck in our little bubble. AI will expose us because it will take your job. What's happened now with the whole agent that you can have in your computer, it's to some people it's scary, to some people it's exciting, because now you get to save money, save cost, eliminate a worker from your business and make more money. To some people it's scary because they fear their job. They think, what's going to happen now? How am I going to make money? What if this takes my job? So it's interesting. It's a very interesting period. In a way, it's helping us just grow through something and learn about ourselves more, because a lot of the people that will find themselves with no job in the near future, and it will happen. This is not such a crazy thought. I would make the comparison to a couple of years ago. We had a global shutdown. Don't want to talk about more about it, but we all know what was that about. How if someone 10 years before that event happened said to you, hey, there's going to be one day that the world will completely shut down and you won't be able to go to the shops, you'll be needed to scan every QR code that you go into, you're going to be forced to get a certain thing. If you don't get it, you're going to not have a job, you're going to be locked down in your house. If 10 years before that event someone said that to you, you would say to them, you're crazy, that is impossible, that cannot happen. But here we go, it did happen. We experienced an absolute, don't want to comment too much on it, but we experienced this event, right? The whole story is that if someone told you, you wouldn't have believed them. It's the same thing with AI right now. It's going to take your job. It's going to take my job. It's going to replace a lot of the things that we see as day-to-day, as normal for us. Maybe you're a cleaner, and I've got a business. I've got a couple of businesses. We have cleaning and lawn mowing currently, and we're growing more home services. That's what we're trying to do here. If someone said to you, hey, 5 years from now, or to me, they started a cleaning company with all robots. So they go approach the businesses and say to them, hey, we're going to have robots now. They're sufficient enough. They've been trained. AI is running the show. The toilets are clean. Everything's clean. We're going to save you X amount of money. Obviously, for a business owner, they're trying to save money. As cost of living goes up, as the government tries to take more money from everything that possibly can from your life, as a business owner, you're going to look at it and say, well, maybe I should take this and actually save a cost here. But what are you going to do then? Well, you're going to take someone else's job. If I only have cleaners hired for my business and they're humans, they're doing the cleaning themselves, and then you go with this other company that's got robots and cheaper, then you've just eliminated the need for cleaners, which is crushing my business. And now it's forcing me as the business owner to say, how are we going to find more business now? Look at this. How can I compete with this other person that's got robots doing the cleaners' jobs? And then all of a sudden you're just a simple cleaner and you find yourself unemployed. And then you think to yourself, where can I get a job? I look around, everything's taken by AI, everything's robots. Now it's exposed you, first of all, because it's exposed the fact that you're not growing and learning new skill sets and continuously pushing to level up and become the best human version that you can possibly be. Not even just to get a job, maybe just to excel in spirituality, in knowledge of science, knowledge of your body, knowledge of the stars, knowledge of every aspect in life. And also trying to get a skill set that it's going to maybe give you a different job. Maybe certain jobs will still exist while this transitional period is happening, and maybe even after that there'll be new jobs that get created where you are fixing robots. So if you're not someone that knows a lot about mechanical stuff or things like that, maybe you need to learn that. Maybe you need to start preparing for that. I'm not saying you should. I'm just giving a point, an example, a vision of what I see potentially happening, and a warning to my fellow humans out there. I think we all have the responsibility to help humanity as much as we can to do our little part. And simply just sounding the alarm early on and saying, hey guys, we should really think about where this future is going. And to those that are hating AI, don't, because it's not something that you should fear that much. The only reason you fear it because you don't understand it. Don't fear it try to learn about it. Don't go against it, because it is inevitable. AI is a technological advancement for our civilization. It will allow us to travel the stars. It will allow us to fix a lot of our problems, maybe through health. Maybe our hospitals will be all run by AI, and most diseases can be treated faster. It will improve our society, but again, it's like that saying, a knife is not bad or good, it's just a knife. If I give you a knife this morning, you might go cut yourself a piece of bread and make a toast. But if I give you a knife and you have bad intention with it, well, you're going to hurt someone. So is it the knife's fault, or is it the person using the knife? AI is not good or bad. It's just a reflection of ourselves. It is a reflection of the information we are feeding it. You got to look at it this way. What do we like? What's our day-to-day? Like, what our needs as civilization that we've created, supposedly that our needs. Maybe we like to go watch soccer, we like to get entertained, we like to watch Netflix, we like to buy alcohol. You got to think to yourself, the culture we've created is the culture that AI has learned. So if we change our culture, let's just think about a radical thought here. What if we were a civilization on a different planet that, for us, the thing that we found fun to do day to day was to learn about science, to learn about how does nature work, how, question the reality, question what's the meaning of life, what is God, how does that fit into our belief? What if that was fun to us? And then we created an AI in that civilization. That AI will reflect the civilization and the culture that they've created. It will be reflecting them. Now, it's not going to teach them about things that maybe that we're doing, but our culture is unfortunately taken over by brain, I guess, not necessarily numbing, but it looks like numbing. It's stimulating. It's brain stimulating continuously, just scrolling, getting entertained continuously. It's just entertainment. We've just gone so deep into that AI technically is that it just feeds off the information that already exists into the databases. All of that information that's on YouTube, all of that information that's on TikTok, that people post and it's out there being stored in the servers. That's where AI feeds from. It feeds from that information. So it's not bad. It is kind of exposing us though as humans that we need to become better. Maybe we should stop doing the things we're doing now and think about what's meaningful to us right now, because a lot of us are wasting our time, but then we're not only substituting it with speed, so we want everything faster, but we're also wasting that time now that we saved on things that are not actually excelling us. So in a way, if a person is, let's just say, lazy, and then I give you Uber Eats, well, it's going to make you even more lazy. So that's kind of what is created. The life we've created for ourselves, we've eliminated a lot of our frictions in life, I guess you would call. We could argue whether they're bad or good, like going to a restaurant, doing the whole journey to get to your house to the restaurant. That could take you an hour, let's say. That could be hour wasted. You could look at it like that. But then the flip side, you could order your food at home, and that 1 hour you can doom scroll. So what's the meaning here? What is more meaningful? And I do ask myself that, and I do think where our civilization is going and how it's just a question of what is happening. Like what would that world look like now that we're creating, and do we want to go all the way like this? Should we still maintain certain things that are not completely taken over by AI? But then you say to yourself, Well, you can't stop it. You know, it's freedom of choice, I guess. We should all have that. And the other flip side of that is, even for us to have AI, we have to give our privacy away to the big companies and the governments, because for AI to work efficiently and for the new world to get built and developed, well, it needs to learn from itself. It won't just learn from nothing. For example, Elon Musk is building those robots that you can have in your house to help you around. Initially, those robots are going to be quite non-intelligent, let's say, because they don't have anything to go base off. But as time goes on, and those robots are looking at your house and scanning and storing this data, it's sending it back to the service and into their database. And then all the robots now that are out there, they're learning from that piece of information that each robot messed up in, let's say. So yes, over time, your robot is going to get more intelligent, more smart. It's going to be able to do things that you couldn't have done at the start. But at what cost? You've given your freedom now and your privacy to a corporation or a government that controls you now to some degree. So these are the questions that I do ponder on every day. We've traded meaning for speed. And then the question is, what's the meaning of life then? If we were to completely just think about the other side, completely make everything fast, smooth, everything is the most optimized, everything done perfectly, then you got to think to yourself, what is our life then? Well, what's that lifestyle? Where do we go? Like, what kind of life does that look like? Wake up, you're pretty much a robot. Are we designed to be a robot? I don't think so. I think our body needs nature. I think our body needs the cycle of, to be in tune with the cycle of Earth, to be in tune with the seasons, to be in tune with the food we eat, the water we drink. A good example is, let's just go back in time. Let's just say there's two scenarios. There's a scenario where one family is growing their food, gathering their water. They're doing everything to the most natural, and on the flip side, kind of just isolating themselves from civilization. And then you've got one side that's completely stuck in the system. They're using AI, they're using Uber Eats, they're working from home, screens continuously, the calls, phones, everything around you is just technology. There's two worlds, let's say. Which one is bad and which one is good? Is the extreme side of being isolated from society good, or is it bad? Or the other one, is it good or is it bad? I happen to believe neither are good or bad. I think the answer is somewhere in the middle, because the person that's completely on the technology side could learn something from the person that's completely on the nature side, and vice versa. And how does that look? Well, the person that's outdoor in nature, well, maybe their body will be a lot healthier. They won't suffer from, let's just say, depression or certain things that the person that's in front of a computer 24/7 and getting blasted by the screens, and there's a bunch of EMF around you, just radiating around your body. It's affecting your chemical reactions in your body. It's making you more depressed and sad, and you don't know why. But maybe the person that's out there every day, he gets some vitamin D, the sun. He gets to walk barefoot on the ground and ground themselves to earth. He gets to align his body, and he might not intentionally be doing that. He's just doing it. It's a byproduct of his lifestyle. The same way that a byproduct of your body be deteriorating and being more depressed is off your environment, the same thing is with the other ones. So the question is, where is the line? How do we bring those worlds together to align the knowledge and say, you know what? It is important to also look at this side, and it's important to look at this side. Maybe we implement AI with the way we grow our food. Maybe we decentralize food the way we're doing it now, because right now everything's in the supermarket. If that went down, if the food supply went down from the massive food chain markets, then we would be in panic. Our civilization, our Western culture will go into chaos. But somewhere, let's just say in a European country, maybe where they look they grow their own food, if something went out like that, it doesn't really affect them that much. It affects them still, but it's not to a point where it's a crushing world event, right? And that's actually what made me realize as well. I was in Europe a couple of years ago for my wedding, and I saw the lifestyle, and I thought to myself, wow, if there was an economic collapse tomorrow in Australia or America, life would just be the same for these guys. They would just be going about their day. It won't really be that big of a problem because they grow their own food. They have their own, cows, pigs. They have their life is there. They can survive off the land that they're on. And it just really hit me. I was like, wow. I felt the energy in the country where there was less stress. There was less, how do I say that? The energy was calm. There was something calming about it. You couldn't be mad or angry. It didn't incentivize you to be angry and aggressive and mad or upset about the world and everything needs to be done now and speed. I look at everything else around in that European country and I'm like, wow, it's like they've really just happy to wake up, water the garden. They found meaning in something. They found meaning in the thing that they do. Now, maybe if you ask them and say, hey, would you like to come to Australia? 99% they will probably say, oh, yes, it's a better country, it's a better lifestyle. But I would actually argue they don't know what it's like to be in another country, in the Western country, and what they would start craving and missing. For myself, I craved that now. I come from a European country, and I crave to go back to that. But then now I'm trying to figure out how do I have the same or similar economic advantages like the Western countries have, but with the lifestyle of the European countries. How do I have the merge of both worlds? That's what I'm still trying to figure out here. I'm only 25 years old. I think I have a long life to go to really fine tune that and come up with a good plan. But the meaning, it comes down to the meaning. They found meaning in life. And then you could say, maybe the guy that's on the front of the computer, he found meaning in life as well. But is it true meaning? Or is it just an illusion to keep us working and slaving away and our body deteriorating? Because what are we building? Who are we building this for? Are we building it for ourselves? Why do we need these things? Why do we need just speed and continuous, everything to be done fast and everything to be optimized and the most amount of money? Why do we need that? Why? Isn't the needs that we have is to have roof over your head, to have food, to have a healthy mind, to learn and excel in your knowledge, to be a provider for people, to be a leader for people, to have meaning in your life, to kind of slow down and take it a little bit easy. I think the more we just speed up this world, it feels like time is moving faster. It feels like the 1 hour is shorter now. It's like it happens in like 45 minutes or something. If you stuck it out this long, this is one of many sessions that I'm going to have for people around me to kind of get to know me a bit more as well, and just to share my point that I see, my experience. I'm 26 years old. I think I said 25 before. I keep forgetting my own age. I'm 26 years old. And in my 26 years old, I've experienced a full life. I've experienced traumas and family problems and business failures and everything you could possibly think of. I've experienced a lot. And I think that's given me a very unique perspective of life, to be able to look ahead and think in ways that maybe some people won't see that and they won't think about it that way. So I really just feel like I've been gifted something from God, and I should do something with it and share my experience. And if you align with that and you like to do something in this world as well, maybe I inspire you in some way, then I guess that's really why I'm doing this. It's just to inspire one person and share who I am to my family and my kids in the future. Maybe you're going to watch this video and you're going to see who your father was and what he thought about it at 26 years old. So stay tuned until the next video.